Hi everybody, here's Krystian from Teamworkcast.
And this is Nick from Teamworkcast.
And this is Netrunner with Teamworkcast. This is the German Nationals Top 16 Double Elimination in the house.
I don't know if I can handle the fact that the corporation is now on the left side.
We still have, on the right side, we still have Roy from the previous round, from game 1, also known as NecroB. On the left we have Carsten, also known as Mythras. All the way from the second game.
I have a question.
Yes.
Were there any women in the top 16?
No.
Oh.
I think there were a couple of women in the tournament, and one of them I think missed the top 16 just barely. It was Izzy. We haven't recorded a game with Izzy yet, but I have one in the bank. We're gonna release it soon.
Oh, cool.
Izzy is a very talented Netrunner player.
I'm excited.
Anyway, this is the beautiful town of Kirchen. It's a beautiful old castle on top of a mountain, and we are playing Netrunner in this setting because we are Germans, and that's what we do. We play scientific space games in castles.
Space castles.
On the left we have Carsten playing HB and the Fun. And on the right we have Roy playing, this time around he's playing a runner, and he's playing...
Roy is texting.
He's texting, he's making selfies as he's winning the tournament.
Netrunner selfie!
No makeup.
Whalen selfie.
This is, he's playing Kate.
He changed the decks.
Yes, he changed the decks. Generally, there is a very complicated system ensuring that each player played equal amounts corporation and runner throughout the top 16.
Ooh, is he playing with like actual money?
You mean Carsten? He's playing. He's using the Team Covenant aluminium tokens.
Aluminium. You know, in this country we call it
Aluminum.
Because we're dumb. But that's okay. We won't talk about that.
I am German. I cannot pronounce either way.
I could go either way. We're the flexible country.
Like aluminum. Carsten showing off that he has one agenda on his hand.
I saw a wraparound. Was that a wraparound? I think it was a wraparound.
I think that was a toll booth.
Toll booth, that's what this was.
And also, some people found like a book outside, and it was like in rain, and that book had like Necro on it.
I think that they picked it up. They're like, that Necro guy needs to see it.
Yeah. Basically, it's like, okay. Alright, so the game begins. We have Carsten installing 2 cards and getting a credit. Roy just face checks on R&D, and he sees nothing of importance, and then he face checks on HQ.
A very aggressive running strategy. I love it.
And he finds that one agenda.
He's digging at it. It's amazing. There's a 1 in 6 chance.
And then he does it again. And with the final click, he gets out a Akamatsu Mem chip. Man, that was very lucky of Roy.
Yeah. Or maybe it was fate.
It was fate indeed. He touched the book of fate. We have a hedge fund going on, and then it's Roy's turn again. Roy gets out a prepaid voice pad. Oh man, prepaid Kate, very, very popular in these days.
Prepaid. Well, whoever sells those must be rich.
Probably Apple, right? Alright, so Roy makes another run on R&D, but this time around, Carsten has the money to rest the tall booth. Roy loses all his money. No, not all his money, but a lot of money.
I think Apple is Jinteki.
I don't know, man. Apple is HB, I think.
HB, you think? I would think that HB would be all of the combination of the Taiwanese and companies like Samsung.
You're right. Yeah, but on the other hand, HB are Germans, right? So it's difficult. Siemens? It's difficult to tell. Anyways, so we have Roy doing lucky find to get up his money after this blow.
Look at this! Hey!
I found money lying on the street. He gets out the clone chip and self-modifying code, all the tools of the Shapers. Carsten feels a little bit threatened, I guess.
I would too. That is an aggressive running strategy that he's got going there.
On the other hand, toll booth on R&D is kind of like a good move.
Yeah.
That will be very expensive to try an R&D lock right now. Roy chucks a diesel and runs on the card. Found out that it is Sansan.
Tokyo drifts into the Sansan.
From the drift dimension comes 3 cards. And one of them is a prepaid voice bet.
I hope that somebody says Vin Diesel wasn't into Fast and Furious too.
Vin Diesel wasn't in Tokyo Drift, Nick, yeah.
I know. But it's okay. I just want you guys to gamer cringe.
I also wanted to mention that Tokyo Drift wasn't the second part in the Fast and Furious saga.
Oh, really? What was?
No, it was the third, I think.
No, Fast and Furious 2.
No, there was Fast and Furious 2 as well.
Man, I don't know.
There was 2, there was 1, 2, there was Tokyo Drift, and then there was just the Fast and the Furious.
It's Fast and Furious, not Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, exactly, Fast and Furious. Anyway, back from this very important... so what happened? Oh yeah, Roy did something very funny. He used SMC to get out Imp and to trash the Sansan for free. Very cool trick.
Okay.
Right, Carsten now doesn't have his Sansan City Grid.
NecroB, I really enjoy your card backs. Thank you.
Oh yeah, very creative, like samurai and with like this foil effect. Very cool. This actually would be something that you should actually put on Jinteki deck, I would say.
Yeah.
Ah yes, Carsten uses Archive Memories to get back this Sansan City Grid. But with Imp still out, it's gonna be difficult to get it out. There's a Jackson.
I tell you, I will be happy when Jackson falls out of favor.
So Roy uses the Imp to trash the Jackson. I don't think Jackson will ever fall out of favor. He's just so good.
He's so lovable.
Yeah, I mean, and look at it. He just won the entire game for Roy last game.
It's true.
By the way, I wanted to point out, I don't know if I mentioned this. This is game number 13. It's number 13, but it's the second game that we recorded. There's like a very complicated numbering schemes for different brackets that you get into.
You're gonna put the bracket as it goes and a link in the description, right?
There's going to be like a fancy video live feed from the cyberspace where my diagram resides.
Oh man!
Directly from cyberspace. There is a question about how many clicks he used. I think Roy used 1 click too many. He drew 1 card too many. And then he acknowledges this and puts the card back. So I'm not the only one cheating.
We all get to cheat sometimes, you know? They put speed limits up, you go faster, that's cheating. But you get away with it most of the time.
Roy, 20 prestige points, place 1 after 6 rounds of Swiss. We know how you got there, Roy. We know it. Mm-hmm. It's all
By
out.
Cheating the whole way, scumbag. I mean, no, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
You overdid it a little bit. If you're calling Roy a scumbag, then I'm also a scumbag. Are you calling me a scumbag?
Well, we've been called scumbags many times.
Yeah, you are the scumbag yourself.
That's true. We know our own.
All right, so Roy runs on that server and he finds a new card. Was just released. Mother Goddess, a new ice.
Mother Goddess. Aha. So gain subtypes of all other rezzed ice. That's fun.
Yes, so right now it is a code gate, a strength 4. And Roy bounces off it and instead finds something again and gets money out of this. He has like a whole set of prepaid voice pads out right now. He has 2 clone chips. Same old thing. He's really set up. Carsten doesn't seem to draw enough ice to keep Roy out, even though Roy doesn't have any breakers. Well, I guess he does keep Roy out. And also Carsten has a lot of money.
So what's the difference? Is it the bigger coins or the 5s?
I think all of the coins that we see right now are ones.
Yeah, and I see bigger ones over there.
Yes, he could use 10s, 5s, but he doesn't choose not to. So right now he has 10 credits. Carsten has 10 credits, and Roy has God knows how many credits because he's using the system of putting everything on his identity card.
I think that it's a little tricky for Team Covenant to make tokens like that because it looks like a quarter and a nickel. But you guys are playing in Germany, and I don't know what your coinage looks like at all.
Yeah, we use Euro coins. They look really weird. All right, so Carsten finally gets out a agenda. It is Project Vitruvius, glowing in the glow here. And he has been scored by rezzing Sands and City Grid behind that mother goddess.
It is Blue Fairy that is glowing there. She's turned Pinocchio into a boy.
A real boy.
Atman? Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
Roy gets out an Atman. Strength 4 Atman. Gets through that mother goddess, whatever it is. Runs on the Sansan.
Get that out of here.
Roy doesn't res, and before access he clone chips Imp in there and uses Imp to trash it. How that's such a nice thing play. Such a nice play.
So in the American finals that were in Wisconsin, yes, NBN won.
Yeah.
Good old fast advance.
The new NBN identity. We're gonna see that as well because very popular in this tournament. But yeah, that's something we're gonna talk about in a different episode. Not in this one, Nick. Not yet. There's going to be NBN and everything.
All right.
So Carsten installs a thing in a server. Right now, Atman's Strength 4 is... I witnessed myself in this tournament how devastating it can be. Because he gets through everything right now. He sure gambles to get up more money in his little pile there.
Ooh, he's paying for something. Oh, he paid for... Okay.
Yeah. Now he's like ridiculously efficient because of his voice pads. So that sure gamble was like worth like how much? 7 credits? Ouch. It's kind of hard to tell who's winning right now because Roy seems to be in a good place with his admin.
Yeah.
But Carsten also seems to be setting up his defenses.
It's pretty well balanced, honestly.
Yeah. Both players have money. Maybe Carsten would probably appreciate more money at this point. All right. Roy decides to parasite that toll booth. That will take some time to eat through. That parasite will reduce the strength of the toll booth until it's gone at some point.
Toll booth is 8?
It's 5.
5.
It's 8 to res, but it's strength 5.
So at least with 1 token on it, he'll be able to break it with the Atman. So that's not a bad play.
Oh yeah, that's also possible indeed. But you don't want to encounter toll booth because it's you lose 3 credits just by encountering.
Yeah, that's true.
Carsten starts selling sex bots, male sex bots. But he's kind of like protective of his sex bots. He installed the sex bots behind an ice.
What was her name? Pris in Blade Runner?
Oh yeah, indeed.
There we go. Pris and Jude Law. That's not bad.
Yeah. All right, it was Jude Law in AI, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Roy got out his cards very, very nicely. I mean, look at this. All his prepaid voice pads, clone chips, same old things, Akamatsu mem chips, everything. All right, he actually attacks the Sexbot server.
Because he has an imp token.
And now he finds... now that's interesting. He finds a next bronze. And here's the cool thing. Next bronze is now strength 2. So because Mother Goddess gains next type now.
Ah.
So it counts as a next ice now. The idea of bronze ice, the bronze ice gets stronger the more next ice is already out there. And Mother Goddess gains all the subtypes of every arrest ice, so now it is also a next ice. Man, like the next ice is already quite popular, but you can only imagine what happens as soon as next gold comes out. It's going to be amazing. Roy, what does Roy do? He clone chips as SMC and uses the SMC to get out Azul. He always uses the same key.
We all use the same key if you're a man.
Especially when you're singing.
That door that is women.
Right now, Roy uses his key to get into the server full of sexy hunks. And trashes those hunks. I don't know exactly how he trashed them.
You can use the same key to unlock sexy hunks too if you want.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he paid money to trash the sexy hunks, interestingly. He didn't use his imp token.
That's kind of an insult to the sexy hunks. Not worth an imp token.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty cheap to trash. The sexy ladies are much more complicated to trash. Like 5 or something?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Alright, so Roy has a quality time after the sex hunks, I think.
I would want that too.
Yeah. He decides it's time for a break now. Last turn was a lot of work. Time to just chillax, watch some RuPaul's Drag Race episode. Yeah, or anime.
So, anime. Did you say manime?
No, but I love it. Manime.
Oh.
Roy.
Dirty laundry.
Wow. Roy sure gambles at dirty laundries and then discards a lot of cards.
Dirty laundry on sexy hunks. Oh my god. This is the game that keeps on giving.
But the sexy hunks are already in a trash bin and he's still dirty laundries them. In a dirty alley.
There's a paper trail here.
I found something inside the sexy hunk.
This book about Wayland is writing itself.
Nick, this should give you more material for your.
You know, if I keep saying these things, I'm actually going to have to start writing.
I can only imagine that a lot of people are looking forward to your compendium. It's going to be the next, 50 Shades of Grey, but in cyberspace.
50 ice.
50 Eyes of Wayland. 50 hunks of HB. Alright, that virus on the toll booth is getting stronger. It's almost done with the toll booth.
Come on, clear them virus tokens.
Oh, look at this. So Roy test runs Femme.
Ooh.
After all those sexy hunks, we now have a Femme Fatale.
This is who made him do it.
And he puts it on a random ice in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how he chosen this ice. Alright, so he runs on his HQ.
What ice is that?
That is, again, a bronze, next bronze.
Next bronze. Oh, man.
Now strength 3.
People should play the game memory with me because they'll always win.
Second ice is not being res, and third ice is a rotor turret. And Roy breaks it with a Femme Fatale for 2 credits. And he gets another agenda.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, but it's a new agenda. It's called...
is that the 0 point agenda?
Exactly, domestic sleepers. 0 points.
It's like getting slapped in the key.
Yeah. Like if Carsten had scored this, he could use like 3 clicks to turn it to a 1 point agenda. But in Roy's scoring area, it's next to useless for Roy.
You know, I think the last 3 games that I've played, there's an event that you can play. If you run on all of the central servers successfully, you get an agenda point.
Yeah.
I've managed to score that card.
You mean notoriety? Sweet. Yeah, that's a very satisfying card to score, especially because the image looks like so the satisfying going on it, right? Like this woman. All right. Roy does legwork and finds an NAPD contract.
Oh my god!
And Project Vitruvius. All right. And Carsten also had an archer, and now the archer is not a surprise anymore.
You know, sometimes when you go fishing for gold, you actually get gold.
Indeed. That was a very successful legwork.
No kidding. Although, he's very poor now.
He's very poor after scoring the NAPD. Roy is at 6 points now, Carsten still at 2.
But with those prepaid voice pads, he still has money, so it's all good.
Yeah, he can get up very quickly. Alright, so there was a virus purge, I think?
Yeah, he viral purged it.
Which makes sense. So, you know, now the virus has to still eat away at that toll booth.
Wait, did he test run Femme Fatale?
Yes.
So she should be gone now, shouldn't she?
I think he scavenged it, didn't he?
Okay.
I would assume that he would scavenge it. Thinking about doing something.
Money, man. You just need money.
Alright, he gets money, I guess?
Yeah.
He gets money. Carsten also gets money. Clone chip. Clone chip. And self-modifying code being discarded.
It's nice of Mythras to put the virus tokens on.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those ethical things. Do I tell him to put a card thing on my thing?
No, that should both players should be working together and keeping the game state legal. Legalize it, guys. So now we see the 5 credit token being used.
Legalize diesel, guys.
Don't believe the Jinteki propaganda.
You know, I
tokens.
watched Deep Space Nine not too long ago, and there's a whole series of episodes with O'Brien where he like becomes a pretend runner.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I was pretty happy with that.
Like secret agent, right?
Yeah, he's like, don't get spiked, man.
All right, so Roy gets out a data sucker, alt art data sucker, and then he dirty laundries archives to get a data sucker token. And now, what now? Not sure what now. He draws a card. Trashes the imp, which was empty, and installs an inti. So now he can break barriers. Inti usually actually used to counter wraparound, but we haven't seen a wraparound yet. Thank you, Nick.
I had to do it for you. I'm sorry.
I know. Thank you. Jackson Howard in the Mother Goddess server, being used to draw more cards. Virus eats through toll booth.
I'm having all these pop culture like memories today. I don't understand what's going on. Do you remember the Inhumanoids?
No.
They were like fire, water, ice, and they fought each other. They were like little action figures. They had a cartoon. And I'm sorry, we won't talk about it.
I don't remember this honestly, but we see that Roy is doing Maker's Eye run. He encounters next silver, which is now has now like what 1, 2, 3, 4 subroutines. Breaks it. Then he encounters an Eli. And breaks that, clicks through Eli actually now. And then encounters a toll booth. He loses 3 eyes, 3 monies, but then uses a data sucker token to kill it off completely. Then gets to see 3 cards, and none of those 3 cards is an agenda though.
So many Eve campaigns coming up.
Just a lot of sex bots.
Yes. All of the Blade Runner ladies. The Snake Charmer lady.
Yeah. With a maybe there's like a coat on her scales that maybe lead to an agenda. All right, Carsten installs something in that server, probably a sex bot. Not gonna lie. But now R&D is looks quite vulnerable without the toll booth. It's just an Eli and a silver. Oh wow! Carsten actually scores an agenda. It's an accelerated beta test.
Oh.
He counts his eyes to see if it makes sense to activate the beta test. He decides not to do this. No, he does. He does. He actually uses it.
Oh.
All right, we have an Eli, and that's
Another
it.
Eli.
He has Jackson Howard, so you know he's quite protected if there's agendas in his discard pile. And yes, Roy actually accesses these archives, and Carsten rescues the 2 agendas. I guess there are 2 agendas, and a Sansan. Man, look how many cards Roy has installed.
That is a lot of cards.
Yeah.
As a runner, it is impressive.
Quite the rig out there. On the other hand, you know, a 4 eyes HQ server is not too shabby either. So the first click was run archives.
This is that weird slog where everybody's jockeying everything into position and nobody knows what's going on.
Oh no, Roy is about to win and Carsten is really under pressure right now. His servers are really vulnerable right now. Roy can get into anything he wants. Yeah, he has breakers for all types of ice and an admin to make it really efficient and a data sucker. Ugh. And then he femmed one of the eyes. Ugh. And then, if everything fails, he still has a clone chip to get out some kind of like parasite or something mid-run.
But I guess he's got $8. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's also not exactly poor. Ah, yes, a lot of cards being discarded, and it's Carsten's turn. Installs a card in that server, and installs another card in that server, and gets a credit. Lucky find.
I found this.
2 clicks for lucky find. Third click, run on that external server. Finds sexy hunks. Decides not to trash the sexy hunks. Runs on another server. Finds sexy ladies. Decides not to trash the sexy ladies.
Oh, this! I'm not gonna start singing all the single ladies.
Feminist. And then on the 5th click, he yeah. On the 5th click, he Maker's Eye and uses a clone chip to get out of Parasite to trash one of the cards there and finds an agenda and wins the game.
Roy!
Roy.
Oh,
what happened there? Awkward. There's a little discussion because somebody from the audience pointed out that it was the 5th click, and they liked retracing, using their brains to retrace the last turn. But Royce thinks or misremembers that he played the Lucky Find last turn, but he played it this turn, so that's why this last turn wasn't exactly very savory. But Carsten agrees that he was under a lot of pressure and that it was just a matter of time until he would lose. Roy was basically in a very, very strong position. It would be very hard for Carsten to recover. So, not that a big of a deal. Not like back in the days when I was playing against Garion.
How did Garion do it in this tournament?
He did just as bad as I did.
Ah, poor guy.
Well, but we both had a lot of fun, so it was very nice. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this. We're going to move on together with Roy to the next round to see what kind of opponent Roy faces in the next round. And I hope you will join us next time as well when we hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Hack the planet!
On me.
Indeed.
All the single ladies! All the single
ladies! All the single ladies!
Someone needs to make a Jackson Howard costume and dance like Tom York in the Lotus Flower video. Oh my god. Or just put Jackson Howard's face on Tom York in that video.
I love the words that are coming out of your mouth right now.